Captain Lisa Morgan stood tall on the bridge of the U.S. Dauntless. Her blue uniform was pressed perfectly, and her blonde hair was tied back in a tight bun. Today was important. Humanity would meet aliens for the first time. "Captain, we're approaching the meeting point," said Officer Eric Nelson. His fingers moved quickly over the control panel. Lisa nodded. "All systems check." "Yes, Captain. All green." The ship slowed as it entered the neutral zone. Through the main window, Lisa could see the Zarkonian ships. They were strange-looking with smooth, curved surfaces that seemed to change color slightly as they moved. There were 5 of them, all larger than the Dauntless. "Open communications," Lisa ordered. The main screen flickered to life. A tall, thin alien with pale blue skin and large dark eyes appeared. This was Ambassador Vexdar of the Zarkonian Alliance. "Greetings from Earth and the United Coalition of Planets," Lisa said clearly. "We come in peace and friendship." The alien's mouth moved strangely as it spoke. "The Zarkonian Alliance acknowledges Earth. We will proceed with diplomatic exchange." Commander Jack Pearson stepped forward. He was older than Lisa, with gray hair at his temples and kind eyes. He had taught Lisa everything she knew about space diplomacy. "Ambassador, we have prepared information about our culture and technology for sharing," Jack said. The meeting continued for hours. Things seemed to be going well. The aliens were interested in human art and music. They shared information about their 7-species alliance. Then something went wrong. Officer Nelson had been scanning one of the alien ships. "Captain," he whispered, "they're powering up weapons." Lisa frowned. "That can't be right. We're in the middle of peaceful talks." On screen, the alien ambassador suddenly looked angry. "You scan our ships? This is an act of aggression." "No," Lisa tried to explain. "Standard procedure only." "We mean no." The screen went black. "They've cut communications," Eric said, his voice rising. "And they're targeting us." "Shields up," Lisa ordered. "Prepare for evasive action." The first blast hit before their shields were fully powered. The ship shook violently. People fell from their chairs. Alarms blared throughout the Dauntless. "Return fire," Lisa commanded. "Get us out of here." The smaller human ships that had come with the Dauntless moved to protect it. The sky outside the windows lit up with weapons fire. "Engine room reporting heavy damage," called Susan Wright from her station. Her face was bleeding from a cut on her forehead. "We can't go to light speed." Another hit rocked the ship. A panel exploded near Jack Pearson. He fell to the floor. "Medical team to the bridge," Lisa shouted, rushing to Jack's side. His uniform was burned, and he wasn't moving. Lisa checked for a pulse, but found nothing. "Captain, we need to retreat now," Eric urged. "2 of our escort ships are gone. We can't win this fight." Lisa looked down at Jack's still face. Her friend and mentor was gone. She stood up, her face hard with grief and determination. "Get us out of here, maximum sublight speed," she ordered. "And send a message to Earth. First contact has failed. The Zarkonians have declared war." The Dauntless turned and fled, pursued by alien ships. 3 more crew members died before they escaped the battle zone. 2 days later, they received a message from the Zarkonian Alliance. It was short and clear. "Humans are unpredictable and dangerous. You will not be permitted to spread through the galaxy. Your space is now contained." Within weeks, alien ships appeared around Earth and its colonies. They set up blockades and weapon platforms. Humanity, which had been exploring the stars with growing confidence, was suddenly trapped in its own solar system. In her quarters, Lisa Morgan looked at a picture of Jack Pearson. She made a silent promise to her dead friend. Someday, somehow, humans would be free again, and the aliens would learn not to underestimate Earth. The war had begun. 5 years had passed since the failed first contact. Earth and its colonies lived under strict alien control. The Zarkonian blockades allowed only limited ships to pass, and humans could no longer travel freely among the stars. Lieutenant Commander Ryan Fletcher wiped sweat from his forehead. The hidden asteroid base was hot today. The cooling systems were operating at minimum power to avoid detection by Zarkonian patrols. "Hand me that wrench," Ryan said to his assistant, a young engineer named Maria Lopez. Maria passed him the tool. "Do you really think this will work? No one has ever built anything like this before." Ryan slid under the large metal panel and began tightening bolts. "It has to work. It's our only chance." They were building a ship unlike any other. Called the Harbinger, it was humanity's secret weapon. The project had started 3 years ago when Ryan discovered a way to combine human technology with pieces of alien tech recovered from damaged Zarkonian ships. Admiral Catherine Wright was the only high-ranking officer who believed in Ryan's vision. She had secured the funding and kept the project hidden from both the aliens and Earth officials who wanted peace at any cost. "Lieutenant Commander, the Admiral is here," Maria said. Ryan crawled out from under the panel and stood up. His tall frame was thin from too many skipped meals and long work hours. His dark hair was messy, and his blue eyes were tired but determined. Admiral Wright walked across the large hangar bay where the massive ship was taking shape. She was in her 60s, with short gray hair and a face lined with worry. But her steps were firm, and her eyes were sharp. "How are we doing, Fletcher?" she asked. "The main engines are almost ready, Admiral. We've integrated the alien power core successfully. It gives us triple the power of our best ships." Admiral Wright nodded. "And the weapons systems? They'll be online next week. The new shield technology is working better than expected." They walked around the ship. It was huge, nearly twice the size of the largest human battleship. Its shape was unusual, with smooth lines that helped deflect enemy scans. The hull was dark gray, almost black, designed to blend into space. "The Zarkonians are getting suspicious," Admiral Wright said quietly. "They've increased patrols in the asteroid belt. We may need to move up our timeline." Ryan frowned. "We need at least 2 more months. The navigation systems aren't ready yet." "You may not have 2 months. I've chosen a crew. They'll start arriving tomorrow." "So soon?" Ryan asked. "Yes, and I've selected a captain." Admiral Wright looked at him. "Captain Lisa Morgan." Ryan knew the name. Everyone did. Captain Morgan had led the first contact mission. She had survived when many died and brought the damaged U.S. Dauntless home. Since then, she had commanded small resistance missions against the Zarkonians. "Is she ready for this?" Ryan asked. "She's more than ready. She's been fighting for 5 years while most of Earth accepted alien rule." The Admiral looked at the ship again. "She lost her best friend in that first battle. She won't stop until humans are free again." Later that night, Ryan couldn't sleep. He left his small quarters and went to the observation deck. Through the reinforced glass, he could see the asteroid field, and beyond it, the distant stars that humans were forbidden to visit. A movement caught his eye, a small flash of light between 2 asteroids. He grabbed a pair of binoculars and looked again. His heart beat faster. A Zarkonian scout ship was moving through the asteroid field, much closer than any patrol had come before. They were being hunted. Ryan dropped the binoculars and ran toward the communications room. The timeline had just changed. The Harbinger would need to be ready much sooner than planned. The resistance was about to begin. Captain Lisa Morgan arrived at the asteroid base 2 days after the Zarkonian scout ship was spotted. The base was now on high alert. Workers moved quickly to finish the Harbinger before they were discovered. Lisa looked different from 5 years ago. Her blonde hair was cut short now. A long scar ran down the left side of her face from a Zarkonian attack 2 years back. Her eyes were cold and focused. Admiral Wright met her at the landing bay. "Thank you for coming so quickly, Captain. When you said you had a way to fight back, I couldn't get here fast enough," Lisa replied. "Where is this secret weapon?" They walked through long tunnels cut into the asteroid until they reached the main hangar. When the doors opened, Lisa stopped and stared. The Harbinger was massive. Its dark hull gleamed under the bright lights. Workers crawled over it like ants, making final adjustments. "What is that?" Lisa whispered. "That's the Harbinger," Admiral Wright said proudly. "Lieutenant Commander Fletcher will explain." Ryan stepped forward. He had not slept in 36 hours, but excitement kept him alert. "Captain Morgan, a Harbinger combines human engineering with reverse-engineered Zarkonian technology. It's faster, stronger, and more advanced than anything either species has built before." Lisa walked slowly around the ship. "How is this possible?" "The aliens watch everything we do. We've been collecting damaged alien tech for years," Ryan explained. "Small pieces from battle sites. We learned how they work and found ways to improve them. The Zarkonians never imagined we could do this." For the first time in years, Lisa felt hope. "When will it be ready?" 2 weeks, maybe less now," Ryan said. "We're working around the clock." Over the next few days, the crew began to arrive. Each person was carefully chosen by Admiral Wright. Tactical Officer Samantha Bell was first. Her husband had died during the first contact disaster. She was quiet and serious, with dark skin and eyes that missed nothing. Weapons Specialist Daniel Hayes came next. He had lived on Mars when the Zarkonians bombed a human settlement there. His right arm was artificial, a reminder of what he had lost. Pilot Charlie Winters arrived with attitude and confidence. He had been the only survivor when his squadron was destroyed in an early battle against the aliens. Despite his joking manner, his hand shook when he thought no one was looking. Last came communications expert Olivia Dawson. She had been working at a research station when the Zarkonians attacked it. She alone had escaped by hiding in a ventilation shaft. Her knowledge of alien languages and communication systems was unmatched. Ryan watched as these broken people came together. They all carried pain and loss. They all had reasons to fight. Meanwhile, far away on the Zarkonian command ship, Commander Vexthar received a report from the scout ship that had passed near the asteroid field. "The scan shows unusual energy readings from this asteroid," the scout reported. Vexthar's large eyes narrowed. "What kind of readings?" "Similar to our own power cores, but different. Modified somehow." Vexthar stood up quickly. "Send 3 cruisers to investigate immediately. If humans are trying to build weapons, they must be stopped." Back at the base, Ryan was showing Lisa the bridge of the Harbinger when alarms began to sound. "What's happening?" Lisa asked. An officer ran in. 3 Zarkonian cruisers just entered the sector. "They'll reach us in 6 hours." Lisa turned to Ryan. "Is this ship ready to fly?" "The engines work, and basic weapons are online," Ryan said. "But we haven't tested anything in real conditions." Lisa's face hardened with determination. "Then we'll test it now. Tell everyone to prepare for immediate launch. The Harbinger is going to war." Chaos filled the asteroid base as everyone rushed to prepare the Harbinger for launch. Engineers worked frantically to finish critical systems. Supplies and equipment were loaded at top speed. On the bridge, Captain Lisa Morgan took her seat in the command chair. Around her, the crew prepared for their first mission. "Status report," Lisa ordered. Samantha Bell looked up from her tactical station. 3 Zarkonian cruisers approaching. Estimated arrival in 45 minutes. "Engines?" Lisa asked. Ryan Fletcher had stayed aboard as chief engineer. His voice came through the speakers. "Main engines online. Power systems at 80%. It's not perfect, but it will do." "Weapons?" Daniel Hayes tested his controls at the weapons station. "Primary weapons charge. Secondary systems still offline. Shields at 60% capacity." Lisa nodded. It wasn't ideal, but they had no choice. "Charlie, prepare for launch. Olivia, make sure all communication systems remain silent. We'll try to slip away unnoticed if possible." The crew worked quickly, their movements sharp with nervous energy. None of them had expected their first mission to come so soon. Admiral Wright's voice came through the comm system. "Captain Morgan, All non-essential personnel have evacuated the base. We're destroying all evidence of our work here." "Understood, Admiral," Lisa replied. "What about you?" "I'm staying to oversee the destruction. Don't worry about me." "We'll come back for you," Lisa promised. "No, your mission is more important. The Harbinger must survive." The Admiral's voice was firm. "Good luck, Captain. Make them pay for what they did to us." The great hangar doors began to open slowly. Beyond them was the darkness of space. "All hands, prepare for launch," Lisa announced. "Charlie, take us out." "Nice and easy." Charlie Winters' hands moved confidently over the controls. The huge ship lifted off the hangar floor and glided toward the opening. "Power signature increasing," Samantha warned. "They might detect us now." "Full power to engines once we clear the hangar," Lisa ordered. "We need to get some distance before they spot us." The Harbinger cleared the asteroid base and accelerated into space. Its dark hull blended with the blackness around it. "We're clear," Charlie announced, setting course away from the Zarkonian ships. For a few minutes, it seemed they might escape unnoticed. Then alarms sounded across the bridge. "They've spotted us," Samantha reported, all three cruisers changing course to intercept. Lisa leaned forward in her chair. "How long until they reach weapons range?" 2 minutes, Samantha said. Lisa made her decision. Running wasn't an option. This was the moment they would find out if the Harbinger was really the weapon they hoped it was. "Battle stations," she ordered. "Charlie, bring us around to face them. Daniel, prepare all working weapons. Ryan, give us everything the engines have got." The Harbinger turned gracefully despite its size. The 3 Zarkonian cruisers approached rapidly, their weapons already charging. "They're hailing us," Olivia said from the communication station. "Put it through," Lisa replied. A Zarkonian face appeared on the main screen. The alien looked shocked. "Unidentified vessel, you are in restricted space. Your design is not in our records. Identify yourself immediately." Lisa stood up, facing the alien directly. "This is Captain Lisa Morgan of the human vessel Harbinger, and we're not taking orders from you anymore." She signaled Olivia to cut the transmission. "They're firing," Samantha shouted. The first Zarkonian energy blasts hit the Harbinger's shields. The ship shook, but the shields held. "Shields at 55%, Daniel reported. "That's better than expected." "Return fire," Lisa ordered. Daniel activated the main weapons. Beams of energy shot from the Harbinger and struck the lid Zarkonian cruiser. To everyone's surprise, the alien ship's shields failed immediately. A second blast tore through its hull. "Direct hit," Daniel exclaimed. "Their ship is crippled." The crew stared in amazement. The Harbinger was working better than they had dared hope. "Target the second cruiser," Lisa commanded, a small smile forming on her face. "Let's show them what humans can do." The battle ended quickly. The Harbinger destroyed 2 Zarkonian cruisers and heavily damaged the third. Captain Lisa Morgan ordered the crew not to destroy the last ship. "Let them go," she said. "Let them tell the others what happened here." The damaged Zarkonian cruiser limped away. On its bridge, the alien commander could hardly believe what had just happened. Humans were not supposed to have such advanced technology. This changed everything. 2 weeks passed. The Harbinger moved carefully through the outer edges of the solar system. They attacked small Zarkonian outposts and freed human mining colonies. Each victory made the crew more confident. News of the mysterious human battleship spread quickly. Some people called it a ghost ship because it appeared suddenly and then vanished. The Zarkonians began to worry. In his engineering room, Ryan Fletcher worked constantly to improve the ship's systems. After each battle, he made adjustments and repairs. "You should rest," Samantha Bell said, bringing him a cup of coffee. Ryan looked up from his workstation. Dark circles showed under his eyes. "Can't rest. Too much to do." Samantha sat next to him. Over the past weeks, they had become friends. Both had lost people they loved to the Zarkonians. Both wanted justice. The weapons systems worked perfectly in the last battle, she said. You've done amazing things with this ship. Ryan sipped the coffee. It's not enough. The Zarkonians will adapt. They'll study our attack patterns and find weaknesses. Then we'll just have to stay one step ahead of them, Samantha replied. On the bridge, Lisa studied reports from Earth. Their actions were having an effect. The Zarkonians had pulled ships from Earth's blockade to search for the Harbinger. Humans on Earth and Mars were starting to resist alien rule. Captain, Olivia called from her communication station. I'm picking up an encrypted Zarkonian transmission. Lisa walked over. Can you decode it? Olivia nodded. Working on it now. It seems to be a high-priority message. A few minutes later, Olivia looked up with concern. They're sending their best hunter after us. Admiral Krelter and his battle group have been ordered to find and destroy the Harbinger. Lisa had heard of Krelter. He was famous for tracking down and eliminating threats to the Zarkonian alliance. How many ships does he have? Lisa asked. 7 cruisers and his flagship, Olivia answered. All top of the line. Lisa called a meeting of her senior officers. In the conference room, she explained the situation. We've hurt them, she said. Now they're taking us seriously. That's good and bad. Good because it means we're making a difference. Bad because they're sending their best to hunt us down. Can we fight that many ships? Daniel asked. Lisa shook her head. Not directly. We need to be smarter. Hit and run. Strike where they don't expect us. Charlie leaned forward. I've been studying their patrol patterns. There are gaps we can exploit. There's something else in the transmission, Olivia added. Not all members of the Zarkonian alliance agree with this war. The Tellurite species has been arguing for peace with humans. This was new information. Lisa thought carefully about what it meant. We might be able to use that, she said finally. If we can make contact with the Tellurites, we might find allies. As they discussed plans, an alarm sounded. Bridge to Captain Morgan, came the urgent call. We've detected a small human transport ship being pursued by Zarkonian fighters near Jupiter's moons. Lisa stood immediately. Meeting adjourned. Battle stations. They rushed to the bridge. On the main screen, they could see a small passenger ship desperately trying to evade 2 Zarkonian attack vessels. Charlie, set intercept course, Lisa ordered. Daniel, prepare weapons. The Harbinger changed direction, moving at full speed toward the fight. We'll reach them in 3 minutes, Charlie reported. But the transport is taking heavy damage. Lisa gripped the arms of her command chair. Every human life was precious now. They couldn't afford to lose any more. Push the engines to maximum, she said. We have to save that ship. The Harbinger reached the human transport ship just in time. Daniel's precise shooting destroyed 1 Zarkonian fighter. The second fighter fled when it saw the massive human battleship. Transport ship is heavily damaged, Samantha reported. Life support failing. 32 people on board. Bring them aboard, Lisa ordered. Medical teams to docking bay 2. The rescued humans were a mix of families and workers who had escaped from a mining colony on Europa. They had fled when Zarkonian forces increased security there. One of the rescued passengers was Ensign Paul Ward, a young officer with communications training. He asked to join the Harbinger's crew. Lisa agreed. They needed all the help they could get. 2 days later, the Harbinger received a strange message. It came through emergency channels used by human resistance groups. Captain, Olivia called out. We're picking up a distress signal from Colony 7 on Mars. They say they're under attack and need immediate help. Lisa frowned. Colony 7 was one of the largest human settlements left on Mars. Set course immediately. As they approached Mars, something felt wrong. The Zarkonian patrol ships that usually guarded the planet were gone. No sign of attack, Samantha said, checking her sensors. Colony 7 looks normal. Keep all weapons ready, Lisa ordered. Something isn't right. The Harbinger moved cautiously into orbit around Mars. Still no enemy ships appeared. The distress call is still coming through, Olivia said. Should I answer? Lisa hesitated. Then she noticed Paul Ward looking nervous at his station. Hold on, she said. Run a full scan of the area. Check for any hidden ships. Samantha worked quickly at her console. Her eyes widened. Captain. Multiple ships hiding behind Mars' larger moon. They were invisible to our regular scans. Trap, Lisa said, her voice cold. Battle stations. Charlie, get us out of here. Charlie turned the ship, but it was too late. 8 Zarkonian warships appeared, led by a massive flagship. They surrounded the Harbinger. We're being hailed, Olivia reported. The main screen showed a Zarkonian with dark blue skin and a heavily scared face. Unlike most of his kind, he wore a simple uniform with few decorations. Human vessel, he said in a deep voice. I am Admiral Krelter. Your journey ends here. Lisa stood tall. This is Captain Morgan. We haven't even started our journey yet. Krelter made a sound that might have been a laugh. Brave words, but you are outnumbered and outgunned. We'll see about that, Lisa replied and cut the transmission. Daniel, target the nearest ship. Charlie, find us an escape route. The battle began. The Harbinger fought well, destroying 2 enemy ships and damaging a third. But there were too many. The human ship took heavy hits. Shields failing, Daniel reported as the ship shook from another blast. Hull breach on Deck 4. A massive explosion rocked the Harbinger. Daniel was thrown from his station as his console exploded. He lay on the floor, bleeding badly. Medical team to the bridge. Lisa shouted. More blasts hit the ship. Systems began to fail across all decks. We can't take much more, Ryan reported from engineering. The power core is becoming unstable. They needed to escape. Lisa saw only one option. Charlie, set course for the Maxwell Nebula, she ordered. Maximum speed. The nebula. Charlie looked surprised. But our sensors won't work in there. We'll be flying blind. So will they, Lisa said. Do it now. A Harbinger turned and accelerated away from Mars. 6 Zarkonian ships followed. They're boarding, came a shout from the security team. Deck 7 has been breached. Lisa grabbed her weapon. Samantha, you have the bridge. I'm leading the defense team. In the corridor outside the bridge, Lisa found Ryan and a group of security officers. The boarding party is heading for the engine room, Ryan said. If they damage the power core, we're finished. Then we stop them, Lisa replied. They rushed toward Deck 7, weapons ready. The Harbinger shook again from enemy fire. Behind them on the bridge, Samantha noticed Paul Ward sending a coded message. She drew her gun. Step away from that console, she ordered. Paul turned, his face pale with fear. You don't understand. They have my family. The Harbinger shuddered as it entered the Maxwell Nebula. Outside the windows, colorful gases swirled in strange patterns. Sensors began to fail as the ship pushed deeper into the cloud. On Deck 7, Lisa and her team found the Zarkonian boarding party. 6 tall aliens in combat armor were trying to force open the door to engineering. Fire, Lisa ordered. The humans attacked from behind cover. 2 aliens fell immediately. The others turned and fired back with energy weapons. The narrow corridor filled with flashes of light and the smell of burning metal. One of the security officers was hit and fell. Ryan pulled him to safety while Lisa and the others continued firing. Aim for the joints in their armor, Lisa called out. The remaining aliens retreated around a corner. One threw a small device that rolled toward the humans. Grenade, Ryan shouted. Lisa kicked it back toward the aliens. The explosion shook the corridor. When the smoke cleared, the remaining Zarkonians lay still. Check if any are alive, Lisa ordered. We need information. One alien was still breathing. They carried him to the brig. On the bridge, Samantha kept her weapon pointed at Paul Ward. Why are you helping them? She demanded. Paul's hands shook. 3 months ago, the Zarkonians took my wife and daughter. They said they would kill them if I didn't help. They wanted me to send the ship's location and heading. You led us into a trap, Samantha said coldly. I had no choice. Paul's eyes filled with tears. You would have done the same for your family. Samantha thought of her husband, who had died years ago. Would she have betrayed others to save him? She wasn't sure. Charlie spoke from the pilot's seat. We've lost the Zarkonian ships in the nebula. But our navigation system is offline. We're flying blind. Samantha made a decision. Lock him up. We'll let the captain decide what to do with him. When Lisa returned to the bridge, she heard about Paul's betrayal. She also learned that Daniel, the weapons specialist, was badly injured but would survive. What's our status? Lisa asked. We're deep in the nebula, Charlie reported. No sign of pursuit, but we can't tell where we are or how to get out. The ship needs major repairs, Ryan added. We should find a safe place to stop. Lisa thought for a moment. Keep moving deeper into the nebula. If we can't navigate, neither can they. Hours passed as the Harbinger drifted through the colorful gases. The crew worked to repair what they could. The ship was badly damaged, but still flyable. Lisa visited Paul Ward in the brig. He sat with his head in his hands. Tell me everything, she said. Paul explained how the Zarkonians had taken his family and forced him to spy. I know what I did was wrong, he said, but I couldn't let them hurt my daughter. Lisa understood his pain. You put my entire crew at risk. I know. I'm sorry. His voice was hollow. She made a decision. You're going to help us now. You'll send false information to Krulter. Make him think we're heading in a different direction. Later, Lisa called a meeting of her senior officers. They gathered in the damaged conference room. We can't win this fight alone, she said. We need allies. Olivia spoke up. I've been studying the Zarkonian transmissions we've intercepted. The Tellarites are definitely unhappy with the war. Their ambassador, Milan, has openly argued for peace. Can we contact this ambassador? Lisa asked. It's risky, Olivia replied. But I think I can set up a secure channel. Ryan had been quiet, but now he looked up. I've been questioning our Zarkonian prisoner. He said something interesting. The first contact incident 5 years ago. He claims it was deliberately sabotage. Lisa stared at him. What do you mean? He says certain high-ranking Zarkonians wanted a war with humans. They were afraid of us. Afraid of humans. Samantha looked skeptical. Ryan nodded. Apparently, they studied our history. They saw how quickly we advanced, how adaptable we are. They decided we were too dangerous to be allowed into the wider galaxy. Lisa stood up, her face determined. Set up that channel to the Tellarite ambassador. If what Ryan says is true, we have more allies out there than we thought. As she looked around at her battered ship and injured crew, Lisa felt something she hadn't felt in years. Real hope. 2 weeks later, the Harbinger emerged from the Maxwell Nebula. The ship had been repaired as much as possible. The crew was rested and ready. Their meeting with Tellarite ambassador Milan had gone well. The tall, thin alien with silver skin had confirmed what they suspected. Many in the Zarkonian alliance disagreed with the war against humans. My people wish for peace, Milan had told them. We will help you. The Tellarites provided critical repairs and upgrades to the Harbinger. They also shared important news. A massive Zarkonian fleet was gathering near Saturn. Its target was Earth. As the Harbinger raced toward Earth, Ryan worked with Paul Ward to develop a special weapon. Using Tellarite technology and his own ideas, Ryan created a device that could temporarily disable Zarkonian weapon systems. It works by sending out a specific frequency that interferes with their power distribution. Ryan explained to Lisa. It will only last for about 3 minutes. After that, they'll adapt. 3 minutes might be enough, Lisa said. They received a message from Admiral Wright. She had survived the destruction of the asteroid base and had been organizing resistance on Earth. The Zarkonian fleet will reach Earth in 6 hours, the Admiral reported. We've gathered every ship we have, but we're outnumbered 10 to 1. Lisa looked at her crew. They were tired but determined. Then we'd better hurry, she said. The Harbinger arrived just as the battle for Earth began. The planet's defenses were already failing. Human ships fought bravely, but were being destroyed one by one. In the center of the Zarkonian fleet was a massive flagship. Admiral Kreltor directed the attack from its bridge. Unidentified ship approaching, a Zarkonian officer reported to Kreltor. It's the human battleship. Kreltor smiled coldly. So they survived. Concentrate all fire on that ship. It ends today. On the Harbinger's bridge, Lisa gave her orders. Charlie, take us right into the middle of their fleet. Daniel, target their command ships. Ryan, prepare the disruptor. The Harbinger accelerated toward the heart of the enemy fleet. Zarkonian ships fired at it from all directions. Shields at 40%, Samantha called out. Keep going, Lisa ordered. When they reached the center of the fleet, Lisa nodded to Ryan. Now, Ryan activated the disruptor. A wave of energy spread out from the Harbinger. Across the Zarkonian fleet, weapons systems went dead. Ships drifted, unable to fire. All human vessels, attack now. Lisa broadcast to the Earth fleet. For 3 precious minutes, the human ships struck back. They destroyed 20 Zarkonian vessels before the aliens adapted and their weapons came back online. But the battle had just begun. From behind the moon appeared 30 Tellurite warships. They joined the fight, targeting the largest Zarkonian ships. We need to take out their flagship, Lisa said. Charlie, set a course. The Harbinger fought its way toward Kreltor's flagship. Both ships took heavy damage as they exchanged fire. One more hit, and our shields are gone, Samantha warned. Keep going, Lisa ordered. The Harbinger closed in on the flagship. They were close enough now to see Kreltor on the main view screen. The alien admiral watched them with respect in his eyes. Weapons locked on their bridge, Daniel reported. We can end this now. Lisa paused. For 5 years, she had wanted nothing but revenge for what happened during First Contact, for Jack Pearson and all the others who had died. But now she saw another path. Open a channel, she said. Kreltor's face appeared on screen. You fight well, human. This war was based on a lie, Lisa said. Your leaders feared us because we're different, but we don't have to be enemies. It is too late for peace, Kreltor replied. It's never too late, Lisa said. We're offering terms. Stop this attack. Withdraw your forces. Let's find a way to coexist. Kreltor was silent for a long moment. Around them, the battle continued. Finally, the alien spoke. Perhaps there is wisdom in your words. The Zarkonian flagship ceased firing. Slowly, the other ships followed suit. The war didn't end that day. There were more battles, more negotiations, but that was the turning point. Humans had proven they couldn't be conquered or contained. They had won their freedom among the stars. 1 year later, the Harbinger led a fleet of human and alien ships on a mission of exploration beyond the solar system. Captain Lisa Morgan stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars that were no longer off-limits. Course laid in, Captain, Charlie said. Lisa smiled. Let's see what's out there.